It is the final game of the regular season, and the Grizzlies on the road. We're in Iowa Falls, Iowa, as the Grizzlies get set to take on the Ellsworth Panthers. We catch up every week with Brice Vignery, head coach of the Butler Grizzlies. And, Coach, good to see you. And let's begin by talking about the weather. Last Thursday, a couple days ago, we had this cold front come in all the way across the Midwest. It's dropped about 30 or 40 degrees. High temperature today in Iowa Falls, 32 degrees. How do you feel about that?
Just like we told our kids, on Monday when we practiced, it was 80, and on Tuesday it was 75, and then on Thursday, about halfway through practice, it shifted and it came through and it went from 76 to about 50 degrees. And we tell our kids every week, just make a choice to go out there and play football. You can't control the weather, you can't control the wind, the rain, nothing else. You can control your attitude and your effort. And that's been our message every week, every game, every day that I've been a part of this program. So I don't think the cold weather is going to affect us any today.
It seems like the Grizzlies always get the lucky draw. Every time they play Ellsworth in Iowa Falls, it's always the last game of the regular season in the month of November when it's going to be cold.
Yeah, and that's fine for me. I mean, we started talking to our kids, a couple months ago when they thought it was getting cold. And we're like, hey, when we go play our last regular season game in Iowa Falls, Iowa, it's going to be a little bit colder. So, but I mean, Thursday's practice, it was chilly, and you saw guys out there in shorts and short sleeves. So I think, again, everything's a mindset. So I think our kids are going to handle it just fine.
So here we are, the final game of the regular season, week 11. Can you believe it's already this point of the season?
It's crazy how fast it's gone. And as we were, I was sitting there on the bus ride up just thinking about how fast the season's gone and the ups, the downs, the twists, the turns, everything that's happened this year and all the stuff that our kids have learned, our coaches have learned, and how much I've learned. And I think as we move forward, the future's really bright for this program. Not only we're going to get kids out and play at the next level, but the kids we're bringing into our program, and then just another year as a full staff for us to really dive deep into this. Because as you remember, we kind of got our staff put together late, and so we really didn't have that off-season meshing point. So this off-season will be really big for us. But I'm looking forward to today and finishing the year with a win.
The last few weeks, there's been some question who's going to be the starting quarterback. How about this week?
I mean, it's going to be the same deal. I think Jake's going to play a little bit today. Shoulder did very well this last week. You'll see both Jake and Jacoby play today, and they both are so different. We'll use them differently. We'll kind of have the same recipe that we've had the last couple of weeks, where we'll use our tempo when we need to, but possess the ball, have long drives, and put points on the board.
Grizzlies on the road for the final game of the regular season. We're here in Iowa Falls, Iowa, talking to Coach Brice Vignery in his first season as head coach of the Butler Grizzlies. And Coach, I know you want to win. That's the first priority. But Ajon Dingle, he is just 215 yards shy of 1,000 yards rushing. You got A.J. King is 201 yards shy of 1,000 yards receiving. Yeah. What can be done?
I mean, we're gonna give them the ball like we do every week, and they're gonna have chances to make plays. And obviously, if we know we're getting close to that, I'm gonna sneak them a play or two. But I want them to hit that milestone, because that is a big milestone for any football player. But they also understand our number one goal is to go out there and win a football game, and whatever we have to do to win that game, we're going to do. But they're going to have their opportunities today to showcase that and to try and reach that milestone.
Yeah, you guys coming off a really impressive win at home last week, 30-3 over Dodge City. In that ball game, Dingle had 28 carries, a season high, and a season high 164 yards rushing. He's having a tremendous year. And of course, King had 2 touchdown receptions.
Yeah, they get stronger as the game goes. And like we talked about in previous weeks, the more touches they get and the more comfortable they get in the game plan during the game, the stronger they get. And I foresee the same thing happening this week, where we can, we've created some plays for AJ to get him the ball in space and just let him be him. And then Dingle, we're going to just turn and hand it to him and see how many people want to tackle him.
So here we are, Ellsworth, and a tough year for them, the Panthers. They're 0-9. What have you seen on video from them?
You can really tell Coach Vought's really changed their culture. They play hard. They've been in some games. They just haven't been able to get over that hump of winning a game. But they're in every game. Their defense is sound. They get takeaways. Their offense is one of the top passing offenses in the country. So we've got to show up today and play disciplined football and play gap sound on defense. And then offensively, we got to be able to possess the ball, because they are an offense that can hit a big play here and there. So we got to be able to possess the ball and put points on the board every time we're out there.
Yeah, in their last game 2 weeks ago here at Cadet Field, they had a 21-3 lead, 21-7 lead over Garden City after one quarter, and eventually lost the ball game. But they can put points on the board.
No doubt.
I'd like to ask about some keys to a win here today. today?
The key today is to block out the elements. I know we got some kids from the southern states, and we get out there in pregame and in warm-ups. Just I think once they get out there and they warm up, they're going to realize that they're not cold. So withstanding the elements and then just playing and executing what we need to do, because at this point of the season, that's what it's about. Limiting the unforced errors, the false starts, those types of penalties in the game, and then just go out and execute our scheme. Because at this point of the season, we're really not changing too much. This is who we are. This is what we are on paper, and we just need to go out and execute.
Something we've talked about the last couple of interviews is a bowl game, potential for a bowl game. You guys win today, and that's if you win. You're 7-4. Do you still feel pretty confident that a bowl offer will be coming?
I do, just because of Butler and their history and the way we stand in the country. And I think if we win, we'll get back inside the top 10. And I think people are going to want to play us. Being that we're from this conference and just the clout that this program has. And, we're going to bring a lot of fans with us to the game. So I think that brings a lot of factors into it when they're going to choose. But I think we're going to have a really good opportunity.
So I know as a junior college head football coach and your staff, recruiting never stops. But after this game today, you guys hit the pavement how soon in recruiting?
Sunday. As soon as we get back, we got some guys leaving from Des Moines. And then as soon as we get back, guys are hitting the road. To go all over, the state of Kansas, and then basically getting out everywhere. So recruiting is everything. Recruiting is what makes us better. And so we'll take a week and we'll do that, and then we'll come back, and then hopefully we're still practicing after that week of recruiting. And then as soon as that, if we get that postseason game, as soon as that's over, and then it's pretty much turned on to recruiting after that.
Finally, if you had to kind of capsulize your first year as head coach of the Grizzlies, one game left here today, how would you capsulize it?
I'm very pleased with how we've done. You always go into a season wanting to win every game, and you always go into a season knowing that there's a chance of that. But as I look at 3 games, losing by a total of 14 points, we're right there. We knew we were going to have to play some freshmen at times, and we did that all year. And I think moving forward, those guys aren't going to be freshmen next year. They're going to be sophomores, and we're going to have a really good freshman class that they can bring in with them. I think moving forward, our future is really bright. Our coaching staff is solid and stays together, and we know what the vision is. And most importantly, our kids know what the vision is. Our kids know what we're trying to get done. And so as we move this forward into the offseason, that'll be our mission, is to look back on those games of what we did wrong and correct those moving forward. Because again, like I've said multiple times, I'm still learning a lot myself, along with our coaches. So we'll take time and look back and reevaluate on some things and then fix them as we move forward.
All right, Coach, as always, we appreciate the visit. We look forward to talking to you after the game.
Thank you so much.
Brice Vignery, head coach of the Butler Grizzlies. We're back with more of the pregame show from Iowa Falls. We're at Cadet Field, the Grizzlies and the Panthers, coming up right after this.